Well, all right, there it is. She's in there. Okay, stay tuned for part 2 where we get it running. I'm just messing with you guys. So this has been a year project. I only know that because it popped up on my memories of, 1 year ago, here a couple weeks ago. So I worked on this for one day a year ago and got this 1999 KTM300 engine mounted in this 05 YFZ450 frame. And essentially how I did that is I just remade those bottom mounts and just kind of crudely tacked them in there. Well, I forgot to do a few things mathematically, and that was taking into consideration how wide this is. And as you can see, I had a pretty good gap there, just something I overlooked. And then I could not get my chain angle correct. So see, as this goes down, well, you don't want your chain going up and then back down. It would pretty much ride right here and cut through any chain guide that you may have or your swing arm. So what I decided a year ago is that I needed to remake those to fit better, and then also raise it up approximately an inch to almost get the back end of the engine kind of lined up. And now the only reason why it's not sitting in the swing arm there is because of how narrow the YFZ450 mount is, and then comparatively to the KTM300. So I didn't want to go hacking up this swing arm, but it is the 0405 swing arm, so it is the least desirable. So who knows, I might just check it out. And then the couple things that I really hated on this build was the front end. I had some pretty god-awful shocks in there originally. Those are now on my wife's utility four-wheeler. They work a lot better there. They're pretty heavy. These are actually the rear takeoffs of that four-wheeler, but they fit and it needed shocks. But I didn't like that it had a stock front end, and then I didn't know what to do about shocks while I have a Hauser anti-vibe. So in that time, I've actually gathered long travel A-arms and then some stock EFI YFZ450R shocks to do a budget-friendly long travel on the front end of this, which I think will help a lot. You just kind of tie this thing together. You know, it's a dune bike. That is what I'm building it for, is the dunes. I kind of like to see it a little trail friendly as well, to really raise up that ground clearance. And then I really want to get it like a Tyson rear swing arm, something steel, to where maybe I can even have them make it in my certain parameters. So that is what I have. I just have that one mount. There will be a mount from there to this top mount where the YFZ bolts onto as well. It kind of has a plate that bolts on there, and then it extends down, so we'll be able to tie in there. I will probably make some mounts to tie in on the back, and then we have a lower one as well, right there. We'll have to see what we can do. That one might get left out, but it'll at least have 2, maybe 3. And you know what? If it breaks, so be it. The main thing what I'm trying to accomplish is, for one, to get it to fit. That's the main goal. Had a dent in the expansion chamber there, but also get the kickstart to work without hitting the frame, because that's the biggest issue. Even if you put a kicker on your actual 450, that's a big issue. So I really don't want to scoot it back any, but we'll just have to see. So let's get into it. Let's get it going. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the first time I've ever done something like this, and really just winging it. So don't take my advice. Do it for yourselves. And who knows, you might come up with a better way than me. Oh, I did have to cut off this cross beam here. I don't know how important it actually is, but if we crack this frame, it's not that big of a deal. I actually have another 05 frame that I got in a part slot, and yeah, they're kind of a dime a dozen anymore. So we'll go till she blows, or until the frame cracks, or what have you, and then build it back better. All right, let's get after it. I'm gonna pretty much tear this whole thing down. Modification-wise, this is really all I have so far. Is just those new lower mounts. Cut off these kind of crossbar reinforcements. That one turned out a lot better than this one. Again, there was things I forgot taking into consideration, so then I had to make it fit, make it work. But essentially, that's the look I'm going for. Just a little bit more narrow to ride that channel. And I think we'll be good. I just got to come up about an inch more and go from there. Here's my high dollar work table. So this is the original mount that I cut off. And as you can see, my first attempt, I got it pretty accurate, other than, again, the measurement. I kind of goofed on it. And then I had to make it fit. And so yeah, that's start, finish. So, okay. Looking at the height, it looks like I didn't cut off all that much. So really, we're going to utilize this whole thickness, which is a 3-inch section here. So it's going to be, the length needs to kind of equal the height. And what I mean by that is I don't want to just measure from there to there, because then that's only going to give me that much foot. And I think that's really where the integrity comes from. So let me grab measuring tape. Because realistically, the more I can weld to, the better. And it looks like I did 1.5 inches. And I think I'm okay with that. I don't think it needs to be more. So we'll come in 1.5 inches here. Something like that there. Because that itself is only 1.25 inches wide. That's kind of what we got here. Put that there, drill a hole, cut that there, and then just kind of take a line from there. Well, seeing how far, yeah, I mean, that's where that shoulder comes down to. We might do a little bit lower, just to give us some wiggle room there. Alright, so I came down 1 inch total, right? Yeah, 1 inch total from the top. Then I came down at an angle of like 22-degree angle or something like that for those. It won't be a point at the end, but I think that's okay. I don't think that's a problem. If anything, I think it'll be better. So what I'm going to do, take the cutoff wheel, cut those out, and then I will take a grinder and just kind of score that line to weaken it so I can bend it in, because I got vice grips, I got a steel lift, some vice grips, and some leverage. So that's all I got for tools. So okay, yep. I was just making sure I got somewhat close to the same measurement there. So alright, see you here in a second. And that is what we get, guys. Drilled that hole. Might have to, depending on the cases, just kind of clean that outside edge up, but it size wise it's a lot better. And then I just grinded down that inside, just so as I bent it with just a pair of vice grips, it would go better. So like that, a whole lot better than that. So 2.0 is looking a lot better. Still got one more to cut out. And again, guys, I'm just doing this with a grinder and a drill. So if I can do it, you can do it. Okay, there are our two finished products. Should be good. The only tweaking I may need to do is on the casing, you know, being grounding down or something like that, just to clear it. The YFZ, it was a pretty kind of pointed I got it close, but you can see where the sides there could be shaved down, kind of make this more flat. I may need to do that, I may not. We'll just have to see. I mean, that's how I had to get the other one. That one I stayed. Nah, I had to go get pretty flat, so who knows? I might have to make that flat there on the sides to make it work. But let's grab the engine and take a look at it. So we will have to do just a little bit of trimming. See how it hits right there on the engine. The mounting point is going to be kind of at an angle. Or is it forward? It's back. Oh no, so it'll lean forward. So that is good. I'm glad I stopped and thunk about it. See if there's an issue on the other side. Alright, so that's what I'm talking about right there. It just kind of touches right there on this side. So I will have to just grind just a little bit off right there. But that other side looks like I have enough movement going forward. Because I need it about there. Sorry, I'm thinking as I go. Really, my one and only measurement is the sprocket and the chain. That's how I know if I need to scoot over, scoot in, or move up or down. Initially, that looks okay, but to get the height, that's where I need to rock it forward. And I don't mind if it touches the swing arm, because I can always just grind down just a little bit to get a little bit more clearance. That's aluminum. I thought about cutting it, but I just think I'd be severely hindering it because I know those are hollow inside as well. So I need to take off just a little bit off of this side just so I can make sure I have my movement forward and backward if I need it. See what I mean? Besides obviously not being 100% tight. Besides not being 100% tight, you can see that I'm that way just a little bit. Okay, threw me some booger tacks down there. Was able to get that ratchet strap out of the way and spin the motor a bit just to get that chain tight. Look at that. She is straight, so that's really exactly where she needs to be. And I do have these rubber bushings inside of there. This is an anti-counterbalance motor, or non-counterbalance motor. So there's a concern of vibration. Obviously the vibration is going to be this way, not this way, but I'm just trying to get a little cushion. I don't want metal on metal, so just trying to get a little cushion in there. We'll see what happens. Again, if it breaks, we'll fix it. Try something else. Really, just a matter of trying to get you the best view here. Just making sure this guy's square. I got some play in the bolt just because it's loose. About right there. Kind of, once I pull it tight, it's pretty well the same, give or take. Obviously there's some freedom right there in the sprocket itself, but that's what I meant by needing it to lean forward or lean backwards, just to pull that chain. And I don't mind the chain touching ever so slightly right here, and I do have a new guide for this that'll help, because once I sit on it, all it's going to do is raise that up, because the rear end is going to come up, raising that chain up. So actually, that is where the engine needs to sit, at least this way, up and down. Pulling it back is going to interfere with the shifter, but I still got to see if that exhaust will fit back in there. I think I just said shifter, totally meant kicker. But it's definitely free and won't rub this, so that's good. See, if I pulled it back, there's a possibility. Man, it's hard to tell. And of course I would pretty much ruin the swing arm if I cut it. I'd also have to redo what I just did to get it to go in there. I'll do some measurements right quick, because that's almost level. This is not the first time this swap has been done. Actually, I posted this on TikTok about a year ago. Come to find out, there are several on TikTok. This is the preferred motor, the 300 KTM. Hydro clutch, 300cc two-stroke. I mean, you really can't beat it. A lot of power and reliable, so I'm definitely not the first. It's just kind of funny that I had this idea as well. But yeah, I could notch it right there, but I'm fairly certain these are hollow. I did cut one off to make a spacer off of a damaged one, so maybe I'll check that out right quick. Did get it in here, but I did miss my dent. But who knows, maybe that won't matter. That does pull off. I don't know. She's there. Gotta see about that top mount. Alright. If we take, I got flat tires into consideration. That bubble on the frame sits to the right. If I come, put it up here, try to get it to balance on that mount. A little bit to the right. So I'd say that thing is pretty well level in there. I'm liking the distances here. I did put, it's hard to show you, I did put a shim that I had kind of in between there just to kind of keep that distance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and shave just a little bit of that off. I really don't want to scoot this engine back. So I'm going to shave off just a little bit of the aluminum swing arm, with the plan in the future to get a steel swing arm like a Tyson or Fireball or something like that. But for right now, I just need this thing to run, and then I can do more modifications later. Really the only reason why I got that long travel is because I'm in that long travel setup, arms and shocks, for under 400 bucks, and really I couldn't beat that. The funny thing is, this bike had long travel on it when I bought it. But I immediately stripped it off and sold it for more than what I bought that one for, and I got this for free, and I needed parts from the actual 450. I needed the wiring harness, the stator, and a few other things for a different 450, so it was well worth it at the time. That looks pretty damn straight. If not, I have a little bit of movement at the actual mounting spot to scoot over. First step into making this thing final is here. Kind of hard to weld inside, not gonna lie, but that one's kind of pretty. Couldn't get a full bead because of that giant hole, and I didn't plug it, so it is what it is. Hey, ain't going anywhere. The only thing is, I had two spacers on this side, or bushings on this side, so I wanted to take one out. Well, I measured it, and for somehow I measured 3 1/4 is what it was with one on this side and none on this side. Well, I wanted one each, so 3 1/2, because these are 1/4 inch thick. Well, I measured it. I'm sitting at 3 1/2, and it is tight on the motor. Good enough that like it'll be fine, but I mean, I'm at, oh, because I went outside. I mean, I'm still at 3 1/2. A little bit tighter than 3 1/2, but still, I should have still gotten a 1/4 inch in there, but I didn't. So that one won't have any bushings, which is okay, because really the vibration is going to come this way, not necessarily this way. That one's just was hopes and dreams. So I'm going to hope that back here I can, and I think I'm going to attach the rear mount to the rear shock linkage. Just kind of build something off of that instead of trying to come to here. Progress has been made. I have a rough draft of this rear link. Mounting it to here. Nice part about this kind of drop link is that that's a bushing already. So mounted it through there and then up to here. And then I got these, I've been dropping them, so let me see if I bought these kind of isolator bushings. They're for a gas tank. I wish they were just a little bit longer, just to be inset a little bit more, but I have one of those behind it, then it'll get sucked down pretty good. But just kind of went around the swing arm and mounted it there. So that one comes out, this one unbolts, that one would unbolt, and then this one I might have to make a hard mount. The only issue, because I have to come, as long as I can go up and like rock it and then come out, if it has to come out, that is. Because everything else unbolts. So yeah. But that's what I got. Now the only thing to do is cut me out another one and do it all over again. They're kind of a little bit hard to show you. That's about the only bolt that I could find. She's a little long, but gets the job done. But there's that side and this side. It's able to use that same bolt. A little bit smaller one here, have those dampeners. I really want to put like a section of PVC in the middle of this bolt, because really the only places that it touches the engine are right here on the edges. And as that bushing wears down, and that could be very quickly, I might have to try to find some more neoprene instead of whatever rubber that is, soft rubber. And as those wear down, that bolt's going to be able to move, or the engine's going to be able to move in it. So again, this is all trial and error, but I think those mounts will work. It'll be the real tell once I'm able to go to the old Hauser swing arm popped up. I'll be ordering a carrier and we will be going with this. Might as well, right? But seriously, I found it for 250 bucks. So really could not beat that. If those fully work, and I think so, because I think that is thinner. So really just need something from there to there. Coil is mounted. I thought I was going to put the CDI and stuff back here, but once I put the plastics on, it was kind of a tight fit. Now OE Yamaha would have been routed kind of along the bottom here and up here for the other electronics versus the CDI. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, so where we're at. I decided to make a little bit more progress here. I mean, you can see the difference between standard travel and long travel. Yes, those aren't the original shocks, but it doesn't affect that much. But not bad for a long travel setup for under $500. So that's pretty good. That thing is coming along very nicely. I got everything ran wire-wise. Got to make sure I just get that secured down there. Run it up through the frame and in this general area. That allows me to come back to my coil, get everything kind of up and out of the way. Wire for the headlights, because I will have the stock headlights. Then I think this is tail light, or I mean, could be vice versa. Actually, I think that one's tail light because that's the constant power for the tail light. But either way, I will have it as it was. And then I'm even going to use the original multifunction switch to turn them on and off, along with kill the motor. So the start stop button on this KTM, if you press it, it makes the connection, which grounds out the circuit and takes the ground away from the coil, shutting it off. So the starter button on the original multifunction switch will kill it, not start it. I was going to use a Banshee one to eliminate that starter button and just use the on-off switch, but want to make it look as original as possible. But yeah, it's coming along, guys. It's coming along. I got to get a carrier for the Hauser swing arm, then it can go on. This is the 0405 swing arm, so it's got like a square carrier here in the rear instead of a round one. So gonna order a cheapo and probably a cheap extended axle, because the front tire sticks out a lot more than the rear tire now. So we will see progress. I'm losing daylight, but had a pusher outside. The white is not what will be there. Obviously got to still change up the swing arm. Everything's fitting up really well. Pretty excited. Home stretch. Okay, let's try to start this thing. This is a couple days later for me. I don't know, actually, I think it's a week. Anyways, longer tie rods. These are pretty near maxed out. I mean, I'm sitting like 3 threads in. It's literally just like so I could roll it outside. but got some, off the top of my head, I think they're like 14 inch or something like that. Whatever 2 inches more was, which is a lot. Bought a carrier for the swing arm. This is an early 04-05 Hauser swing arm, which was out before the 06 and newer YFZ450 carriers came out. So these are too big. It's about a quarter inch, I think, give or take, too big. Luckily, literally the day I asked that YFC group if it was different, a guy, which is a subscriber to the channel, come to find out, had one for sale, a brand new Lone Star. He made me a deal on it. It is in the mail. And then I have an axle over there. Yes, I went with Nietzsche because I'm tired of spending money. I am tired of spending money. So, yeah, this is mock-up. Trying to find orange. So if you're watching this, and by the end of this video, I do not have orange radiator, side cover, whatever they're called, shrouds, hit me up. And you have them, hit me up. I would like to buy them. Let me know, because you'll see why I need orange. Yeah. Like I said, it's been a couple days, so I'm kind of like trying to go over what I did in the last video, last clip sort of thing. Okay. Mount's built. I'm still not sure. Okay. I think I have a plan for this. Again, I gotta focus on anti-vibration. So what I think I'm gonna do is make pretty much have that bolt there, but have it kind of just as an ear. Have a hole here, and then have something mounted to the frame, kind of like just a tab with a hole in it, and then have something bolted to both of those that will limit the vibration of it. I'm not satisfied with just having a hunk of metal there, so we'll have to do something. As for wiring, had everything running up. Have everything running up front. Looks good. Obviously some final touches, but it looks better than trying to pull it back here like I was trying to do originally. That'll need a C-clip. Hydraulic clutch line is just sitting there. It's kind of twisted. I gotta kind of look at that before trying to mount it any more. But I think just kind of buttoning things up and trying to get it to start would be a good point in this video. So let's do that. And I have no brakes on this whatsoever. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, my heel hits the plastic. Can't get a full kick. What am I actually hitting? Rolling forward. Okay, you're chaos. A YZ250 kicker off of an actual YFZ450 kicker kit. It's not perfect, but it will work. It's just a shorter kick, which I think it'll clear. It just kicks the opposite way, so, or folds the opposite way. Okay, so what my main issue is that my heel is just kicking the fender bracket on the very rear here. I just can't get a full kick. Well, that ain't gonna cut it. Alright, take 12. What I did is I put the original kicker back on, I clocked it in a tooth forward, and took off that bracket. There's some compression. Oh, the choke showed off. Well, I can tell you this, she vibrates. Lord, does she vibrate. Oh shit, like it's got a good vibration to her. Something we gotta work on. Throttle cable, the OE is too long. I thought I measured out to take a couple. Yeah, this is the OE KTM. I thought I measured to take a little bit out. Took too much out on the one I bought, so I gotta find a happy medium. But it runs. I saw a lot of sparking coming from this relay, I believe is what it is. I thought it was just a tab. Apparently, it needs to be grounded. So it was making ground. I was watching it, but there's something that I didn't know that I need to correct. It's still there. It idled, which was crazy. Progress. We are officially at that point in this build where it doesn't look like a lot's getting done. I worked for 7 hours today, and really nothing changed, at least, you know, on the surface. Was able to get some wiring kind of done. It's kind of spread out right now. I was going to get some loom and kind of clean it up. I do plan on having the headlights actually work. This was the dirt bike had a headlight. So that guy. I have to figure out what kind of output it is. And sorry, I'm thinking at the same time I'm talking. I gotta see what kind of output it is. Is it's best to just go straight to the headlights, well, you know, through a relay, all that stuff, or do I see if it'll charge a battery, or can I convert it from probably a DC to an AC, and then the headlights will be ran technically off the battery if the stator will charge a battery. Just stuff I gotta look at. I did go ahead and switch out the shocks. The YFZ450R shocks playing there, they were bad. You push down on them, they stay compressed, which I think is strange. So they need to get rebuilt. I had these laying around, literally, and actually, I think they'll be okay. They're a 240 spring. They're meant for the front of a TRX 750. So we'll see, but it's better than what I had, and they're very adjustable. So we can see. If not, I might hit up. These are Bandit shocks. Hit them up and see if they can't revalve them or respring them, and maybe those are going to be better than the 450R, revalved, respring. Was able to get a dead man switch wired up, and then also use the OE multifunction switch. So the start button is actually the stop button. I'm not sure if the on-off actually does anything. Have to look at the wiring and see if that actually matters, but that's what's wired up from there. Headlights will get at a later date, but I do want to use that switch. Maybe I can use that for the fan. Idea. It also had a taillight brake light, and that's the other plug on the other side. I'll have to extend it quite a bit to get all the way back. And that's going to take, for the switch, for the brake light switch, providing 12 volts to it, to then when you depress the brake lever, it sends the voltage, so on and so forth. So, as you see, I took off the graphics. I put them on my toolbox over there. Don't mind my mess. Put them on toolbox over there because I got something coming. I was looking at these and I was like, man, this is metallic, and I couldn't decide if these were or not, but I believe they are. You can see some speckle in there, so I have to clean those up. Last night I ran the brake lines and then put on the brake calipers because I robbed the brake calipers to go on my Wolverine as an upgrade. So I had to put those on. I robbed the headlights to go on the Wolverine, so I had to get those. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, but it's all working out. So now I got to go out to my gray Wolverine and pull the dang 450 brake master cylinder off of it. It was kind of just thrown on there just because I knew it worked. All right, top bushing bracket is made. I can't find this side, so it's only one for now, but I was able to drill out the top mount hole on the head there to fit the rubber bushings, the same one we used on the back of the motor, to make some anti-vibe components to it, some properties. When I was running it earlier, it wasn't bad. So it's just, I'm gonna have to like start my 250R, sit on it, see the vibrations, and then sit on this, see if it's actually that bad. I don't know if I'm just hyper fixated on it, but we're getting there if it all works out. Today is currently the 21st. We just bombed Iran. We are going to a firework 4th of July celebration next weekend back in my hometown that has a riding area. So I might be able to get it out here in this video. It just all depends on what happens. If I can get my carrier in for the Hauser swing arm, quickly throw it on. Have to find the shifter, lost it, misplaced. And then the sprocket takes a C-clip right here, lost that as well. That's what I get for doing this over the course of a year with 100 other projects. So, that's where we're at. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do airbox wise. I think I can get some, I need to take a measurement while I'm out here. Get some like, cold air intake tubing, CAC tubing, whatever, to kind of extend it. I would like an airbox. I really would, for trail riding purposes. But if not, I just want to kick it back just a little bit past that shock. I can run the old elephant trunk. I was actually going to see real quick. I mean, okay, yeah, that sticks out too far. I was like, well, maybe it won't be that bad. That's pretty bad. That's like, it's like a good 10 inches, I'd say. I mean, in all seriousness, it's probably 7. But yeah, that's probably too much. And then it doesn't sit on there just right. So I'm gonna have to bend it, play with it just a little bit. Figured out, I just kind of put a different metal pipe here. I cut it off of something else that I wasn't gonna reuse. Man, it touches right there with the, of course, with that pressed down so much. But was able to do that. Top one, that's actually the stock YFZ450. I was just able to cut it down here, shorten it up a little bit, and get it to work. I got to tighten up the steering Now, waiting on mineral oil. That's what they use for the clutch fluid, for the hydraulic clutch instead of just brake fluid. So yeah, fan, I don't have it on yet. I don't know if it needs it. My thinking on it, now put it in the comments if you think otherwise. The dirt bike did not have a radiator, or the dirt bike did not have a fan. It had 2 radiators on the side. So I don't know if it needs one. The Banshee doesn't have one, the 250R doesn't have one. I just don't know if it absolutely needs one. I think if I can fit it in there space-wise, run it, you know, it's just might as well, right? But if it doesn't, I don't know if it's absolutely needed. It might just be something I kind of trial and error, beta test it. You know, if the bike's getting too hot, obviously you got to do it. That's one thing, actually, with that except for that pipe, I could probably put an inline temp gauge right there. Whatever, placeholder. We're doing that. Placeholder. Those things are expensive though, like 120 bucks for the legit ones. You can get them from China, but you got to wait, you know, 9 weeks. Oh, so yeah, that is where we're at. It doesn't look like progress, but God, I was out here 7 hours. And then all last night, 7 hours. So I'm at that point where it's just the minute little stuff that you got to do. And then I don't even have a throttle cable that legit works. I thought maybe I could route the OE one from the KTM, reroute it up here. But I think the whip, as I called it, the actual cable is too long. It's like 5 inches total. And I think the carburetor only takes 1.5 inches. So, you know, minus that, 3.5 for the twist throttle. So I think there's too much whip. I did my math wrong when I ordered this one off of the old Amazon. That's a 38. Stock's a 42. That's a 38. It's too short. So I ordered a 40, and it'll be here in a couple days. Obviously, that dictates if I'm going to go ride this thing as well. So it's one of those you don't know. And then an oversight on my part. This area is very busy. If I would have kind of thought about it, where the hydraulic clutch line would be, the fuel line, I would have probably put the coil on the other side just to clear up everything. So everything's not on this side. I don't know. Well, yeah, it would have been up out of the way. This is what you guys get when I'm literally thinking as I'm talking. But yeah, I'd have probably put the coil on the other side. And, you know, as I was kind of realizing that, as it dawned on me, I was like, you know what? Coils are most like, if they're in this area, they're typically on that side because of the fuel, I think. So that might be something before we go get it powder coated, that I cut that, move it to the other side, just again to clean up some of this. You won't see a lot of it because of the kind of shroud right there. But I'll know it's there. But just trying to work on stuff. Everything's in the damn way, and then everything crosses over each other. And obviously, I think there is a slight concern of a fuel leak in Spark and Kaboom, you know, and no more Weekend Warrior Garage. But what would the 10 of you do then? So that's where we're at. Just a lot of small stuff. I got to find a nut, pull the clamp off so I can put the Allen head on top of it, tighten up the actual clamp or the actual anti-vibration, and then clamp the handlebars down. This steering stem, it's actually YFZ450 and Raptor 660 actually share. So aftermarket steering stems will either be a +2 for a YFZ450 or a +1 for a Raptor 660. I pulled that out of a 660 like 8 years ago. Tried to list it for sale. Nobody wanted it. Whatever. Just kind of hung on to it, and then sure enough, I'm doing this build. My 07 450 already has one, so I decided to just throw it in this and put the stock back in its place. So, all right, enough jabbering. Debating on whether or not to go ahead and swap in the new axle, the new swing arm, or try to run the stock for now until I make sure I get the carrier in, because with how unreliable the post office is, it says it's supposed to be here Tuesday, but who knows, that could be next Tuesday or never, which would be a real pain. But this swing arm, it needs a carrier. It itself needs carrier bearings. It's not terrible. It could be rode, but the chain, I'm going to have to put a new chain on it because that one is too short. It's about 5 links too short. So I have a new one, but that's an inch longer than that. So I would have to recut it, and I don't want to go through with it. So I don't want to ruin a chain or take the time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop this one out, get everything ready as I can. So if that carrier shows up, all I do is throw it in, slide the axle in, button it up, and call it good. And obviously throw the chain on. But because really, it's either I do that, it comes in and I ride, or it doesn't come in and I don't ride no matter what. So it's currently Sunday. We will leave Friday if this comes to fruition. So let's get to it. Well, it's in. And it looks like it's going to work. The only thing I will need is a spacer, well, kind of a filler, if you will, in between there to keep the metal bushings in their spot. But look at that. I thought the steel one was just a little bit narrower than that aluminum. And sure enough, it is. It's hard to show you. There's a decent little gap there. And then these are actually truly round. The aluminum one was kind of oblong or trapezoidish, hexagon-ish, whatever. So I think that'll work nicely. Perfect. All right. So what I got. I had a swing arm that was kind of gobbered from the blaster that I got with the YFZ450 motor in it. Go check out that video for a complete contraption. It no longer exists, but I cut this off the swing arm because I figured I was going to need it, and I think I'll have to do some quick measurements, but I think if I cut that off there, obviously make the inner bushing the same width, and then obviously clean it up, I think I'll be able to use that right in place of it, if not dang close. Oh, and now I am at my stopping point. I have the sprocket hub on. This is that +2 niche axle, or adjustable. It's adjustable up to +2. I think they're all like this now. You used to be able to buy like just the +2, like the collar went all the way up to here, so you didn't have like the little spacers behind it. Now they're all adjustable, I think. Put the new chain slider on. It does kind of give it a bow down, but that's at max drop here on the swing arm, and it won't ever be ridden like that unless I do some massive jumps, which if you guys have seen how big I am, I don't do jumps. This thing doesn't get off the ground, or won't get off the ground. Went and grabbed some hardware, and then there's my centerpiece. It's pretty rough, but I got aluminum shavings everywhere from milling that down with a grinder. But it's on there. I'm digging it. You know what? While the swing arm was off, I should have cut that bolt. Oh well. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I guess when I tear it all down for powder coat, I'll just have to do it then. Well, all right. That looks pretty dang good, not gonna lie. Need a brake stay. Just more money, but drag bike for a weekend, because it's Thursday, so I'm running out of time, but it's only Thursday. I just want to have a rear brake. I'm not gonna be doing anything too crazy, but had to add 4 links to it. Yes, I did have to take another chain and add it. However, the new chain I had was also like 2 links short, so I was gonna have to burn one anyway, so I decided to do the 2 junk chains, but got the master link there, and then my new link there. Don't mind that. It does have kind of a pitch right now, just with the length of the swing arm. This thing's wide. Oh, and we're rolling. Okay, so it's a little bit better now. That axle is able to drop a lot more because it's extended. And then I also need to get a slider there as well, and actually it hangs down. So, but I grabbed the ratchet strap, pulled it down to where it would be sitting on it, and it lifts up off the slider pretty good, and gets properly adjusted. Found the shifter. Have a throttle cable. Right length, right whip. Wrong thread. So it doesn't thread in there. But that's okay. It kind of butts up to the end. Again, it can get me through a couple test rides. And that's what I need at this point. I need a win. I got something to show you. I'm pretty excited about it. So, graphics. Okay? If you followed along this far, I appreciate you. Graphics. I wanted something kind of to influence the KTM, doing an orange frame, black accents, and I love that 07 SE graphics. So I hit up my buddy MC ATV down in Argentina, South America, and he was able to print me orange SE graphics that don't exist. I only have that one on right now, but I got a full set, and that's why I need the orange panels. That's a little sneak peek. I have orange panels coming now. I just bit the bullet and ordered the ones that I didn't like on eBay, but I couldn't find anywhere else. So there's a little sneak peek. Thing's gonna look amazing once it's done. It is my take on the 07 SE. They had the black red edition, which I have, and then the white blue edition with black flames that actually my stepdad has. So this is my take on it. The orange frame and the orange graphics, black plastics, and then the orange radiator shroud plastics, because the white edition is black and then the black edition is red, so I made sure I got orange. Okay, a couple more things to button up here. We are out here. I did kind of put it around on the street, just did some first gear pulls. Felt good, everything was good. Was able to get a inline temp gauge in and installed, so I'll look up the operating temperature. I still don't have a fan, so got to pay attention to that, be mindful of it. Again, the dirt bike did not have a fan on the radiator, so it's all about what we can do. We are out here at Turtle Creek State Park Spillway riding area here in Manhattan, Kansas. This is my hometown. Other than that, I got a hole in the hydraulic line of the shock, which I mean, like, I saw that there was damage, but nope, it's a full-on hole. Obviously the tires are bald. The brakes, front brakes do work. They could be better, but they work. Hydraulic clutch I was able to get squared away, so I'm going to play with that a little bit, just see where I like it at. This is my first hydraulic clutch on a four-wheeler, so that'll be quite interesting. I had to clean out the carburetor. It was just dumping fuel. Sometimes, you know, if it's just leaking out when it shuts off, you can start it and, you know, it won't leak gas because it's using it, but no, not this one. I think I had some gunk built up in the petcock because I had to blow back through the hose to even get it to flow the very first time. And anyways, it was bad, but I think I got her settled in. Actually, I'll go ahead and turn on the old gas, get it going. But yeah, no rear brakes, bald tires, old tires. Got to pay attention, make sure that everything's holding in there good. And yeah, let's get a cold start and get her going. All right, it is still leaking gas, just not as bad. So hopefully that'll fix itself, right? right, second gear launch. Oh, I killed it. All right, well, unfortunately we got some developments. The chain popped off, only on the back side here, which is good. The carrier is moving, you know, just a nice gouge in my brand new carrier. The carrier is moving because I don't have a back plate there. It did not like that second gear launch. It definitely had enough power. The bushing for my anti-vibe is pulling out. I need a Allen head to go in here to loosen that. So I think with that, because now my handlebars are pretty loose, with that, that's probably where this video ends. I got a lot more to do with it. I'm gonna take the AC voltage, figure out a voltage regulator to charge a battery, to run the headlights and taillights all off of that. Obviously it needs tires. It does need ball joints. It needs proper tie rod ends. This was just a shakedown ride to make sure my gearing was gonna be right, and I really think it's gonna be. It's a 1442, I think, which is stock or close to YFZ450. Starts right up, idles, shuts off when I want it to, and it's definitely, she scoots. So again, I appreciate everybody making it this far, watching an hour and some change of just some hack mechanic throw a four-wheeler together with used parts laying around, and then a 1999 KTM dirt bike engine. So yeah, appreciate every one of you. Please like, share, and subscribe. This thing will be back on the channel. You just gotta stay tuned with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the one part. I know it's long, but it's one part start to finish. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you next time. Keep between the ditches, unless that's where you intend to go.